I'm going to talk about experiences from Norwegian public property managers and how they treat digitalization technology. Yes, we're going to talk about trolls. And before that, I will tell you, Statsbygg is a Norwegian public property owner and a builder that also governs and owns the governmental buildings, and also university buildings, and also some hospital buildings. They have a project called Digibygg. The project requires that all projects that they are building is using BIM in all construction phases, from all the stages, from planning, designing, execution, and operation. And they also require that all projects, when they are commissioned, that they should be able to handing over a BIM model used for the operational phase. Then I will talk a bit about the municipality sector that has initiated a digitalization project called DigIn, that is working with digitalization for providing better services, public services for inhabitants. This involves digital platforms for better education and as well as welfare technology for better care providing services. However, in this sector, they have a lot of property management, but the digital strategy is not a part of property management. So back to the troll again. What is this troll? In Norway, we have been working, in Norway we have this traditional and culture of telling the fairy tales of the troll. The Norwegian troll is a very big, scary, ugly, and almost not visible because it operates only in the night time. He hates sunlight, he hates people. He only cares for the princess. However, he doesn't really care for her either. He just wants to keep her away from the people and keep her in captivity. So, in our culture, in generations by generations, we're telling the story of the troll, how he catches this beautiful princess and keep her in captivity. The king, he promised great rewards for the one who saves the princess. Askeladden, in English it will be the ash lad. He is the son of a poor farmer, and no one thinks well of him. But Askeladden, he is the smart guy. He is the one that is able to think out of the box and outsmart the ogre. He knows the secret of the ogre, that if it's exposed to sunlight, the troll will explode. So what has this to do with digitalization of property management? I will talk about what Norwegian property managers see as a challenge when it comes to the digitalization of FM. I state that the power lays in the hand of the property management team and the way they organize their competences. So who is the troll here? Obviously, the troll is the digital technology, even though Michael told us that's the future. Still, I believe it's a troll. It's like a many-headed troll, and it needs to be shed light on in order to be concretized and seen as beneficial. Barriers and benefits that are recognized are important steps towards using digital technology as a strategy for more efficient and improved services. The king is the owner of the property, and his kingdom lays in all the building portfolios owned by the king. And who is the princess? The princess is the beauty of the good facilities management services that makes the people and the user of the facilities happy. Støre-Valen and his good helpers is one that sets the princes free. They are the property management team. The smart guys that communicates well and think strategically in order to break the spell of the digitalization technology and to make it beneficial instead of being scary and implemented into the benefits of improved services. That take guts and good strategies. However, the power lays in the team and reward of the king. In this study, I looked at how the property management organization and how they are organizing their operational and maintenance jobs, how their competence and maturity of FM knowledge as well as their attitude towards using digital technology for the benefit of operational and maintenance planning. I looked at 6 medium-sized municipalities and 4 new built public hospital projects. The hospital projects used BIM in the construction phase and had an ambition to enable the BIM to be handed over for the benefit of the operational phase. The property management's main task is to take good care of the facilities and give the users good facilities. The majority of the property managers are doing O&M tasks and planning sold by 2D and handheld devices. A 2D model connected to a handheld device as an iPad works well for the planning and the execution of cleaning services. For the maintenance planning, however, it's more important to understand how the property management team are working together. The decisions involved in the maintenance planning are often more complex and more information is needed. And the key issue here is to have a competent personnel to do the inspection round that register maintenance needs and also report necessary ad hoc repairing. And what I found is most of the property managers, they are using a building management system or a building automation system, which works well to some extent. However, they also try to fit this into the FMBIM model. And by doing this, the challenge is that the platform is not always synchronizing. And when they do this, this COBE information is not complete. This challenge of exchanging data between the platforms are reported as a barrier, and others have reported there is a challenge to ensure that the right COBE information synchronizes between the 2D systems and the FMBIM. There is a huge troll, I would say. These are technical issues that should be addressed by suppliers to develop platforms that communicate and exchange the needed information. So here we need Støre-Valen and his great team. So again, the power lays in the team. One city municipality said that they reorganized their team 3 years ago into 4 geographical zones. Each PM team is organized by a multidisciplinary competences. 2 property managers, 2 from maintenance, and 2 from the operative staff. Each team do inspection rounds at the buildings, look for deviations, and map the condition of the building. This is registered in the web-based system, a BOS or a BMS, and connected with the 2D plan drawings. This system functions as the internal control system. Here they also develop annual wheels and keep the overview of the information of the building portfolio systems. The team send job orders to the janitor that operates the building, and the janitor is also an important contact point with the suppliers of the various jobs procured and a quality assurance of the job demand. They reported that the work day has improved a lot. They work much more closer together as a team, having a more structured approach that gives them the sense of shared responsibility and co-creation. This team were very much satisfied with the way they work now. However, they have not yet introduced BIM or a digital twin as a solution. They were still working with 2D systems. However, they were positive to introducing BIM or other sensor technology as a strategy for improvement. They could clearly see the benefits of handling information at one place, that they easily could access needed information and keeping track of the history of the building and so on. The property management in this study says that in order to reach the full potential of using BIM in the user phase, a structured approach is needed. We also recognize our team to work together as a multidisciplinary team to solve the OM task together. In this way, they collect necessary benchmarks and key figures for operational maintenance. So, one of the lessons learned, in the hospital projects, tender documents requires that the BIM developed through the construction stage should be prepared for and adapted to be beneficial for the property managers in the operational stage. The hospital projects were aware of the need of involving property managers in the early phase planning and were satisfied with the way this was done. However, when they were preparing the COVID data set in the commissioning phase, they reported several challenges. For instance, the staff involved were very difficult to engage when asked to give information to enrich the model. And the reason for this was that they were occupied with other jobs and that they couldn't really see what they were asking for or the need that they were asking to contribute with. This is expecting to mature as long as they, in the long run, will get experiences with how to solve daily jobs in the BM model. Another challenge were also discussed. Who is going to keep the model updated? As long as the BMS and BAS systems does not synchronize with the BIM, there's a need for dedicated BIM competence in the organization that handles this exchange of information. In the municipalities studied, this is rather rare. The challenge is to motivate to develop in BIM in the user phase, and some reports that they do not have the resources or the knowledge needed. Others say that the digitize the task by web-based tools and databases, and some municipalities have the right competence but say they do not have the time or resources to prioritize this. One Norwegian property manager say, "We would love to implement new sensor technology and use BIM or virtual reality of existing buildings. However, many of us cannot find the time to develop the information to be stored in the BIM or to develop new knowledge and value to collect information. Many of us do operational maintenance planning by 2D drawings and handheld mobile devices, and that works well. So why do we need the BIM model?" In other words, they kind of lack the strategy or the reward from the king. Maybe they also are lacking Askeladden in their team. So one important lesson learned from the municipality sector is that they are positive to develop digital solutions in other public services, referring to digital platforms for better learning or better healthcare. It seems like the benefit of using BIM as a strategy for operational maintenance planning is still a bit immature in the municipality sector. Among the hospital projects, they are already using BIM in the construction phase, so they are already on board or are more likely to adapt BIM in the operational phase. However, their challenge is that when they convert already existing buildings into BIM and to develop a digital twin of existing building and to make the BAS system to communicate with the BIM platform. So, looking back to this, we need Askeladden and his team, and we definitely need the princess free. So then digital technology will become beneficial and add value to the core business and the people. And the princess will then be loved by the people. Thank you so much for your attention.